Fiji. Sad news via Chris Cratnell, the coach of the Fijiana team, letting us know that unfortunately 10 lives have been lost in Fiji and 7 still missing. So to you down in Fiji, we say we're thinking of you and we hope your women's side can give you something to try and alleviate some of the heartache down there. Australia forced a turnover from the kickoff. Kaslik has Tonegato on the outside, but that's good rush defence from Fiji. It was Ravisa coming through.
Yeah, great starting defence from Fiji. Unfortunate for them that there was a turnover, really rushing up in defence. That's what you have to do against this Australia team. You can't give them time and space.
Okay, here's Kaslik. She's across the park to Quirk, who's reaching. Polite, the ever dangerous Vani Polite, showed some wonderful glimpses yesterday. And this good defence from Fiji. Across the park go Fijiana. Now with Riwai kicking in behind. The sweeper is back in the form of Kaslik. Great tackle though from Riwai. Etheridge to Polite once more. Beautifully balanced Vani Polite. Parry, the captain. Kaslik looking to create 2-on-1. They've done so with Tonegato, who will kick ahead, and if she had her time over, I think Emma Tonegato would have perhaps kept ball in hand.
Yeah, you could see exactly what she was trying to do. There was no one at home behind. That was the classed cover defender coming in, so she wanted to kick past, but got to keep it on the pitch.
So good morning to you back in Australia and in Fiji as well. It's the early hours of morning in that part of the world. Trust you're enjoying World Rugby's live streaming of the second leg of the HSBC Women's 7 Series out of Brazil. Australia do well to unsettle at the front, but a little tap forward there, I think, by the hand of Shan Parry.
They did do well to disrupt. When you've got a line-up with Nangato in it, that extra height, very, very hard to put the opposition under pressure. They did that well, but unfortunately there's a little knock-on.
Crouch. 5. Line up, please. Line up. 5. Set.
Wrong feeds. She's hassled at the back by Quirk, but they clear well, and that look to go forward. It has. Awkward bounce for Nangasao, and Australia will enjoy a perfect place to launch their best attacking raid thus far.
It didn't look like she was quite in agreement with Gabrielle Lee, did it? What, me? That went forward?
Crouch. 5. Set. Wait. Do it.
Kaslik feeds. She'll tap up to Quirk. Out wide is Cherry. Cherry's got toe. Cherry's got the toe to go the distance, and Australia have first points in this Cup quarter-final.
So clinical, Australia on that. Definitely isn't Elliot Green. That was Emily Cherry, the ball from Kaslik to Quirk to Cherry. Those three combined so well, and because the passes are so accurate, there's nothing the defence can do to cover that much width of pitch with two defenders. Really good finish from Emily Cherry, but Australia showing how easy it can be if you get it right.
Etheridge had some issues with her kicking yesterday, and it remains 5-0 in favour of Australia over Fiji. M. Cherry, the try scorer.
Yeah, that's one area of the game where Australia is still searching, isn't it? The kicking, especially without Chloe Dalton, without Shani Williams, two of the people who do a lot of their kicking. And it's becomes such a crucial part of the game, those extra 2 points and having really, really accurate kickoffs.
Etheridge, deep with her restart at a better strike. And now she looks to force a tackle, but Fiji have shifted well here. Nangasau goes back inside to Tamoy. And Tamoy gets through. She takes a ton of catching. Now Cherry over the top, looking for the turnover, getting it, forcing the penalty. Latch straight on. Caslick, Parry, Polite. Polite with Etheridge out wide. Polite is going to go in and away again. Stands well. Parry drops just shy of the 22. Etheridge shifts to Caslick. Quirk bullets the pass across the try scorer. Cherry has beaten 1, 2, 3 and now switches to Quirk, who will find Tonagato. The last pass is forward.
Yeah, I think the referee's got that one right. It was forward because there was a couple of interplay of passes. Emma Tonagato crept forward in front of the pass for the ball in the end, Alicia Quirk. That ball does just drift forward. Bit of a let-off for Fiji.
We saw just how dangerous Cherry is there again, though, beating 3 defenders as the Samba band. They won't stop. They just kick it off around 11 local. They'll go all the way through to the end of the Cup final here in Sao Paulo. Halftime hooter sounds. Just 5 points the difference. We saw Fiji strike against Australia just before halftime yesterday. It won't happen on day 2 though, as it's knocked on out wide. And at halftime in our first Cup quarter final, it is Australia 5 points to the good against Fiji.
Execute exactly the same game plan, okay? Should have had 2 or 3 sides, just be really detailed and finishing off, right? Get out there, empty the tank and get out there and enjoy this, okay? Playing well, keep it, put it on the throttle, okay, keep moving back. Right, let's go.
Instructions quite clear cut there from Australian coach Tim Walsh. Sude.
Yeah, same game plan. He said you're playing well, just the detail, be really, really clinical. That the try Emily Cherry scored showed that when they get it right, Australia, when they get the detail right, they're unstoppable.
So just a reminder that the Fijiana team are wearing the black armbands as a mark of respect, and just to let those back home in Fiji know they're thinking of them after having to endure Cyclone Winston across the last couple of days, one of the worst storms to hit the Pacific in history. And sadly, still several people missing. So that's the reason why the black armbands are out and about the rugby world and the world over, thinking of Fiji at this time. Such beautiful people. Wishing them all the best.
And this Fiji team be wanting to put on a good performance in honour of the people back home. A really good attacking opportunity now after that error from Emma Tonagato off the kickoff.
So this is wonderful chance for Fiji to attack Australia via Nangasau. Nangasau across the park, lays it off to Ravisa. Ravisa goes back the other way and some quality switches, but no meters made via Tamoy. Penalty advantage coming though. Australia coming in the wrong way. Oh, they're wonderful hands from Tamoy. Tamoy looking to get on the outside of Cherry and can't do so. Taken into touch.
Yeah, really well watched in defence from Cherry, but good defence all round from Australia. When Fiji are successful, it's because they get past the gain line and get their offloads in. Australia's stopping them doing that. They can't get the offloads away at the moment.
Quick change being made as well for Australia with Elliot Green coming onto the park. Emma Tonegato makes her way from the field. Just wonder if they might shift the ball a couple of passes off this line out and say to Elliot Green, have a lash. Quirk. Not straight, the call.
So no opportunity for Elliot Green off that line. Interesting to see Emily Cherry came in at first receiver for that. So obviously a set move that we didn't get to see. Another chance for Fiji.
Etheridge comes from the park and on is Turner. One of Australia's best on day one, one of Australia's best, full stop. Amy Turner. She's going to have to dust the shoulders for the moment. That's a scrappy scrum and the penalty comes for Fiji. This, a wonderful opportunity. Tapping and going is Vondor. Off the mark though. Back they go. Australia will get a chance to set their defence.
Got to take it off the mark, and you're right, gives Australia a much better chance to get set in defence.
Riwai. Ghosting across the field is Tinai. Tap back is the call from the referee. Riwai again, Riwai. Oh, she did so well to clear the pass, but just losing her grip out wide was Ravisa. There was still a lot of work for Ravisa to do, but just seeing again there how dangerous this Fijian team are when their offloads are working.
Yeah, it was the quality of pass from Riwai to Ravisa, wasn't it? Just wasn't quite there, not like the Australian try in the first half. A let off for Aussie.
Kaslik, Quirk, Cherry, rush defence from Fiji, managed to pin her 15 from her line. Looked to be offside, and that's the way that Gabby Lee saw it as well. Crucial ankle tap there on Turner. The threat not dealt with just yet as Kaslik is driven into the turf. Terrific tackle from Timaravisa, and the pickup's good too from Nangasau, and Nangasau gets the pass away. Cherry will scoop it up. Gato making a nuisance of herself in there at the breakdown. Looked to be a touch offside out wide here. Rothinger, and some solid contact on that far side. Kaslik will get it to Green. No, she won't. It's across the chest, and well, the longer this goes on, the more Fiji are going to start to fancy their chances. They've gone the quick line out. A chance, almost breaking the line was Ravisa. Crucial tackle from Kaslik. Now it's 4-on-2. The little kick in behind needs to go. It'll just go past the face of Vondor. Still with Fiji. 2 to run. Cup quarter final action, day one. As we expected, it is tight. Parry forces the knock on out of the hands of Nangato. Exhaustive run of play from both teams.
Oh, Fiji just losing the radar a little bit with those offloads. Just one too many went to ground rather than hand, but that kicked through. If that had bounced the way that Fiji wanted it to, would have been perfect. Wasn't it? Great decision because the Australian defence was up so flat. There was no one in behind, but in the end, Australia managed to snuff out that Fiji attack. So hard to defend against them.
This
You have
entire
no clue.
game as well, so has been played in this half essentially. It's remarkable. They've set up camp to the right of your screens, wherever you're watching on around the world. Now Elliot Green is going to try and just do it all herself. Big time player delivers for Australia. That is a huge moment in this one.
And that was always the danger for Fiji, wasn't it? As soon as they gave Australia and Elliot Green a little bit of space, look at her go. She has such power, such pace, and now such finishing ability as well. That little in and out at the end, that's what held up the last defender. Brilliant, brilliant finish from Elliot Green. Every team needs a finisher like that, and Australia have got one.
And the kicking is, well, it's not up to spec, as they say. Elliot Green, our top try scorer thus far in the series, 4 clear of Kelly Brazier. Covers the 100 metres in 11.3, but right now 10 is the magical number for Australia. Okay, the kick no good there from Australia. Something that's going to need to be addressed in the semis, that's for sure. And if they can win that in the cup final too, 10-0. They're up for the moment over Fiji, and that look to go forward. So that will do us. A brave Fiji doing it for their countrymen and women back home. Have gone down against the #1 ranked team in the world at the moment, Australia. 10 points to 0. There's your first cup quarter final, all done and dusted.